Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're looking from today. We want to say welcome to be here. We're so happy that you took time out of your busy schedule to be with us. And as we go forth today, let me just introduce myself first of all. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you are listening to LKM Kingdom Living, Leslie's Lessons Learned. And we're so happy to be here today with our guests. I was looking forward to this session today. And, one of the things I was saying was that this was going to be the last session on forgiveness. Well, we have a few more that's going to come in the new year. So this will not be the last session on forgiveness. So I just want to look in my mirror a minute. And when I look in my mirror, I see the creation. But, if I be honest with myself, I can look in the mirror and see my hair look a little wild. I can see the crow's feet on the corner. I can see so many different things, but in the process of it, I can still see the creator. I can still see how he made something beautiful out of my life. And I want you to know today, if you have not, or if you're looking in the mirror today, don't look in the mirror and say, is my life worth living? It's worth living. And anytime you have to question yourself, is your life worth living? Well, I want you to know that your life is worth living. And as we go forth this morning, I just want you to be encouraged. I don't want you to sit on the end of your bed or looking in the mirror, good morning, and saying that you have nothing to live for. Every one of us have a purpose. We have a destiny, and then when that destiny is over, there's still another purpose. So we want to encourage you today to keep living and keep thriving. Don't just exist. And today we had some guests with us. We have the Hendersons and we have Minister Wanda. Minister Wanda, introduce yourself. Real, go ahead.
You want us to go first or Minister Wanda?
Who's gonna go first?
Okay, so
Wanda, wait a minute. Can she hear us? Can you hear us, Minister Wanda?
Yes, I can hear you, but my connection isn't the best this morning. So go ahead without me. I'm listening.
Okay, go ahead, Trina.
good morning. My name is Katrina,
Andre,
and we are Mr. and Mrs.
beautiful.
Amen. Oh,
Thank you for having us.
oh, that's all you're saying,
Oh,
Trina.
okay. No, no, no. Okay, so we are my name. So I am the owner and creator for Unbreakable Memories, and we are literally changing the narrative on beautiful and redefining what it looks like because society got it wrong and thinking that our beautiful is our outward appearance, the
Right.
hair, the clothes, the shoes, the things, the titles. But when we redefine who God has created us to be, we understand that we have been beautiful from the creation. So that's what
From
we're
the
doing.
creation. Yeah, and one thing what you said about that, and I was thinking about that for the last couple of days, is that what we do on the outhouse, on the outside, just enhances what's on the inside.
Absolutely.
And when we begin, you can be sharp as a tack. You see women, men, and they be sharp to the teeth, but have the nastiest attitude. Don't even know that they're beautiful. Don't even know that who they are on the inside should portray how they look on the outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm encouraged by that. And Wanda, go ahead, take a minute. You don't want to say nothing today. Well, this is Wanda Floyd. Most of you know. And she's a stylist. Did I get it right? For over 30 years. She has a what's it called? Look, now you're making me pull stuff out.
My connection, I don't know if you can hear me well.
We can hear you.
It's shoddy on my end, for real.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Wanda Floyd. Thank you, Miss Leslie. I am a licensed hair care professional. I've been licensed for over 30 years. I'm the owner of WLF Academy and the Brains and Beauty Business Academy, where we teach beauty industry professionals how to do business better. I am an author. I do have my own video podcast, which is called Let's Talk About It with Wanda, which airs every Monday uh, and at 6:30 p.m. And I do uh, just a little bit of stuff in ministry. And I'm so happy to be here. It was a fight this morning. I am so happy to be here with me. We have a wonderful, wonderful conversation.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much. I do have a short video I want to show, but I want to say good morning. UK in the house, London's in the house. Welcome so much. I so appreciate you being here. Philadelphia's in the house, Jersey's in the house, and Cali's in the house. We just thank each and every one of you for being here. We appreciate you being here today. But I want to go with this one clip, and I hope I have it at the right place. If I turn it on, that might work.
Because it's going to be hard to make destiny moves when historical pain and regret are your counselors. So you can't move forward without first booking a session with your history and your regret, because they've been the most dominant voice in your life. We have to literally make a peace treaty with our past. And what is a peace treaty? It is an agreement between two or more hostile parties which have formally ended a state of war between themselves. Our mind, our past, and our decisions are hostile towards the future version of ourselves. Yes, once we repent and confess, God forgives us, but do you forgive you? How about forgive yourself for all the times you made decisions in ignorance? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for overlooking the red flags. Forgive yourself for falling for somebody who had no intentions of catching you. Forgive yourself for not listening to wisdom's plea, because our past is supposed to be a place of reference, not our place of residence. And here's the danger: when we don't make peace with our past, we risk standing before our fights on today exhausted, because we're still fighting the fights from yesterday. So this is what I do that helps me. I process the voices. The voice of guilt hands you regret due to an action. The voice of shame hands you a label due to an action. You are a horrible person. You are a failure. But the voice of conviction is God giving you a reminder that you've been made for more. There comes a time when we...
So please tell me y'all heard that.
We did.
Oh, okay. So we do have to deal. Marilyn's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. UK, hey, I see everybody. I see all of you, and I thank you for being here. Just take a moment real quick and hit that like sign. Subscribe and also share so someone else can be blessed by today's conversation, which is going to be light. When I say light, because we have Andre on here, and it's going to be funny because he likes to be funny, which we need. And Katrina, as most people know, we know each other from 1212 community, and to Katrina be on me. When I ain't got something right, she be on me. I just want y'all to know she be on me. Thank you so much. So she is a wealth of knowledge. She knows so many things and so many hidden talents that we don't even know that she has until you mention to somebody you need something. They say, just ask Katrina, she'll help you with that. So that's how we find out what she has. But even in the midst of it, I remember when you started Beautiful. I remember when Alicia was like, you and your husband's got to do it together. And I remember how you talked about how it was coming together, and as it came together, that how things began to look different. I guess I can say that. You begin to see each other differently. You begin to love each other differently. But before we go there, I want you to talk about the last retreat you were a part of. And, you said that you thought you was going to be on the next day. And when you got there, you was going to be on that day. What took place? What took place? Because at that time, you said that you noticed Beautiful from a different perspective. That's what I want.
So I think before I do that, I want to speak to him being a part of this, because if it wasn't for him, so you'll understand in a second. So when Alicia initially heard from God, and God said that Andre is just as much as part of this beautiful journey, I didn't receive it.
Oh,
Me neither.
Because I didn't receive it, one, because it was kind of like, well, he's been the biggest supporter that I've had, but I thought, okay, that was enough, but didn't realize that him coming into it would add a different level to my beautiful, because I'm looking at it, okay, well, when he comes in, it's going to kind of be this takeover, right? Because of his personality, because of all the things. And I had to step back and be like, it's not a takeover. Like, we complement each other. Like, the whole opposites attract. And so, and finally, right, saying, okay, God, I hear you. It's time. We're going to do this together. And then we had the conversation. It really did take our marriage, our relationship, how we communicate to another level, because now we can have conversations about tough stuff, and it's a conversation. Whereas before, one of us or both of us would have been getting in our feelings, talking about what you mean, you said, that's how you really feel. And so it really, so I'm grateful for her saying that. But I say that to say is you have to be ready, right? Because Alicia said it, but at that time I couldn't receive it because I wasn't ready. I had to redefine what this looks like, and thinking it's not my journey anymore, and it's him. And just to see how when we're on together, the energy is different. Like, I can do it, it's my passion, but when he's here, there's a lighter side, there's the funnier side. Like when you asked
So wait a minute.
What I done
because Katrina doesn't smile all that much.
See, here she go.
But when she's with him, her whole life lights up, So now when she comes on and they're doing it together now, and she's just like this, when he's talking.
That's the way it should be. Go on and smile, Katrina. That's right. My baby is right. That's the way it should be.
That's it.
Right. I had to throw that in there that she smiles. She has a beautiful smile. Look,
yes,
you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Yes, she does.
And look, when she on the 12 calls, she look like she cut you.
You know what?
That's the morning calls.
It's 5:00 in the morning.
That's the morning calls.
That's a morning call. Well, we don't see her too much on the 5 a.m. call, but the other calls she'll be on. And she's not the only one, but I'm just teasing her right now. Her face is so starched. It's like, don't play with me. And we might laugh at something. We'd be rolling and she'd be just, whatever she doing, she just be into it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just being silly.
No, it's good, but it was
life.
It is. Yeah. That's what, and I can receive that, and I'm okay with that now.
Let that have been a couple years ago, might have been a different story.
We might be scrapping.
No. I seen a tremendous difference in this too. Look,
wait a second.
It's okay though. It's all right. It ain't no attacking, baby.
Well, you gotta let them finish.
Look, we ain't in no competition with each other, and it's a beautiful thing. That, and I'm pretty sure you could say the same about me. That you
y'all just ganging up on me.
No gang up. No gang up. You're receiving it well. There's no gang up. Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about life is that we all can evolve, and get better every day.
That's my word for 2024.
Evolve.
Mm-hmm.
See? And spell it the other way, say love.
With the
think about it like that. Yep.
See, I told you, was you ready for this, Leslie?
I was ready.
No, not what you gonna get.
I was ready.
Look, when I listen to y'all, I already know what's coming.
But yeah, no, it's been amazing. I'm glad that I was able to be a part of this because it helped me grow as well.
Yeah.
So I appreciate her tremendously for even allowing and accepting me to come in, because again, like she said, that with my personality, it could have been one of the things where she thought I could have took over. But no, we complement each other. I told her it would be like, I don't know if y'all remember the episode of Martin when Gina came on to his radio show. And I said it was gonna be like that. But no, it's been the complete opposite because we complement each other so well. So it's
Yeah,
been amazing. I love it.
yeah, that's great. Yeah. So, how has it? Oh, you. I don't think no. Keeps. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
didn't finish your story. I
okay.
interrupted
So,
you.
2 weeks ago, no, it's been longer than that now. So, a couple weeks ago, was fortunate to speak at a conference, the Sweatpants and Chill Retreat. And the agenda that I had going into this, I was scheduled to speak on Saturday. However, I'm sitting down at the event with my girls and I'm looking in the agenda book and I'm looking at Saturday to figure out, what time am I going on? And I don't see my name. So I look at Friday night, which was the first night, and I'm like, oh, I'm on the night. I'm in hoodie, sweatpants, no makeup, like none of the things. And so I talked with Latasha Briscoe, and she was like, "You're fine. Like this is you're in brand. It is what it is." And so I called him, and I said, told him what the scenario was, and he said, "Babe, this is unscripted, beautiful life." So every Tuesday night we go live, and that's what it's called, Unscripted Beautiful Life. And it was a reminder and comfort to know that walking in this beautiful journey, transitioning into the speaker role, that it's not, how people think for a speaker you have to be in your best and the hair and the makeup and all the things, but it was a reminder that that's not who God created my journey to be. I'm not supposed to be in all that. Now, when I'm in all that, it's one thing, but to understand, I had to redefine what speaker looked like for me. And I'm okay. I'm going, he's giving me that comfort. I'm coming back down. I stayed in my sweatpants and the sweatshirt, and we had a beautiful session because I realized it's not about the outside, it's the inside that's coming out. It's the message that God has given me to inspire other women to be beautiful. And when I can be genuine in some sweatpants and a hoodie, then no, everyone else can receive it because I'm looking just like them. I don't have to have all of that set up and the outside looking pretty in order for God's message to come forth.
Look, you mentioned that. A couple of ladies told me they's like, you come on Sunday, and when you come on 5 a.m. call, we'd be like, what the heck? Look, I have my I might have my something on my head. You know how I look when I come on,
Mm-hmm.
and unless I'm getting ready to do a live, it's like I'm here, and the fact that it it it's okay. It's okay to be who you need to be when you need to be. And there will be situations where you can't be who you think you're going to be. What I mean by that, we don't know. We put it in our head how we're going to look. We put in our head what we're going to do. And then there's a shift. And what do we do in that shift? And that's what had to take place with you. And when you call Andre, he encouraged you to be who you were. And I thought that was so amazing that he didn't say, "Oh, babe, what you going to do?" He was like, "Okay, so what's up? What's the problem?"
Nah,
So many.
it ain't no problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how has that evolved you? Your marriage, beautiful, your ministry. How has that evolved who you are?
Me. So I would probably say it's been a beautiful, and it's also been the conferences and things that Trina asks me to go to, and I tell her all the time, she's helped me grow so much because without her even being in my life, I wouldn't even have thought about touching on any of these marriage retreats or relationship counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of these things because of the stereotype of what black men go through with counseling. Or if you go to counseling and you are weak in this. And I had to change the narrative in my head that no, if you're not seeking these things, then you are weak minded. that you need to go out here and receive this help when you know there's issues. Trina said all the time at one point, I had everybody walking on eggshells. That's not a good feeling. I don't want my anybody to feel like that around me to walk on eggshells. So the beautiful thing is, like, I've always seen her beauty, always, inside, outside. That's what was one of the things that attracted me to her. She's always had a beautiful smile. And just in that alone, I always encourage her. No matter what you look like, you're always beautiful. You wake up beautiful.
Yeah.
So
And only song I keep thinking about is the Temptations. They sang "Beauty's Only Skin." That song keeps ringing in my head because it is deep. It is deep. It's more than a perception. We can perceive. We can fool anybody.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Perception. But
It's
when we open our mouth, go ahead.
no, no, no. You go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's the thing that I had to unlearn. In that, why beautiful? Why is that the focus? And God was saying that's the thing that you had struggled with,
Mm,
right? Receiving that and seeing yourself as beautiful. And it was Andre helping me through the process of what does it look like? What does beautiful look like for me? And he can tell me all day long I'm beautiful, but until I start doing the work and I start receiving it, I'm not going to be able to hear that.
right.
But it's through peeling back all the layers and saying, okay, God, today I'm not ready to forgive, or, whatever you have to peel back and understand and listen. At the end of the day, God, who am I in you? And his message was, you're beautiful. And so I had to say, okay, it's not what I'm wearing. It's not the role of being a mom, being a CPA. It's not any of that stuff, because all that stuff can be wiped away in a minute. But it's who is it that he's called me to be? And that's beautiful. Now, understanding, right? Because when people think, oh, it's a beautiful life, having a beautiful life isn't always good,
Right.
right? Life is going to life. And we have to understand that even when the challenges come, there's still beauty in that, because there's lessons in there that we need to receive, right? There's moments of trust. There's moments where our faith is challenged, where we have to say, okay, God, I can't do this. I'm not strength. I need you to give me the strength to get through. And he then had to have me understand that even in this, even in those dark times, even in the challenges, even when we can't, see eye to eye on something, they're still beautiful, because there's a lesson to be learned in that moment. And that's the beautiful part of the journey.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Wanda, you have something you want to say? Not yet.
My sound.
Before you tapped into that part of your life, just tell me y'all's journey
hmm.
leading up to that and what caused you to have to and grasp the forgiveness and the changing things, if
Oh,
that makes sense.
Well, I know for me, um, the first year that we went to that conference, I had told her, I said, I don't feel like your husband anymore. I feel like your roommate.
Mm,
And we kind of sat down with that, and I guess from there it was like we don't want that feeling anymore. Because we started really on that journey, doing different marriage counseling, marriage talks, and then I guess around that time, that's when Alicia said that we needed to do our thing. But it's hard to do those things when you don't feel it. If you're not feeling it, if you're not into it, like I couldn't see it because this was Trina's baby,
right.
and I didn't really want to feel like I was stepping on her toes or anything like that. Um, but I'm glad that I if God gives you little things, it could be the smallest little things in your life, and I started to see how he was moving, how he was changing me, and the littlest things. I'm like, nah, God does that. God did that. So that I would say it's not even just the beauty piece of it. It was me getting back connected spiritually with the good man. So it's been a full circle for me, like a whole 360.
Yeah.
Because I second guessed him for a long time. Of the fact that I lost two homeboys at a young age that had kids, and they were good dudes, good husbands, coaches, and I was second guessing, but he makes no mistakes in anything that he does. So I had just talked to a gentleman yesterday. I saw on a Facebook post, and he, missing some friends and things like that. I said, just understand this: God makes no mistakes, and when it's time for those around us to go, they're in a better place. We're the ones suffering on here on earth. So just know that they're always with you. They're always with you. They're your guardian angels now. So he was like, "Thanks, Dre, man. I appreciate that." This is just my journey, my walk now. When I see things, I have to speak on it. I gotta check on you, and so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think for me, the shift took place at the at the con-
The first
in
one,
between. I think after the first conference, was when I realized, the blocks that were keeping my voice silent, and understanding that, okay, God, you're calling me to the front. Like, I can create products, right? Products are my comfort zone. I
Right.
can do those things, but being vocal and having to share my story, that's not me, right? But now I got a microphone. So, but it's going through that process, and seeing how, okay, when you say yes to the assignment, when you say, God, I'm going to follow, I'm going to do what you called me to do, that means going even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That means going and having hard conversations and being able to hear, oh, I need to forgive, or someone needs to forgive me. I think for us, another pivotal change that took place was, there was an encounter that we had with our daughter. Well, he had with our daughter, and it was a very tense moment. But it was in that moment we realized, okay, our whole house needs a shift, right? There's no beautiful here. And so, everyone's angry. You don't want to talk. It's kind of like when you come home, everybody goes to their designated corners and into their rooms. But we had to change that, because if our daughter can't be free, if our children can't be free and feel like their home is their haven, then something's wrong.
Right.
Right. There's no beautiful here. And so we had to shift and really be honest with each other and say, listen, we are walking on eggshells. And it's not just when he does it. Like, I have my moments too. Everybody has their moment. But are we going to allow this to keep our home from feeling beautiful? And we're like, no, we're going to fight and do whatever is necessary so that our home becomes the beautiful place first. Because if we can't be beautiful here, then I can't go anywhere
they
and
show up
expect
beautiful.
beautiful to show up.
Yeah.
Because then my authenticity doesn't come out,
Right.
because
Right.
I'm not, I mean, y'all know it. Y'all see people when they trying to talk and you just like, you know what, this girl is hurting. That was me. Like, how am I tell somebody else they're beautiful if I wasn't feeling it myself?
Right.
And that was when the shift, I think, for us took place too, because for your child to come to you and express herself, and throwing darts, and any other time, what's the children are made to be heard, not, or so supposed to be seen and
Seen,
not
not
be
heard.
quiet.
Yep.
We had to change that in our household, because if our kids can't come to us and tell us how they're feeling,
They'll
then
go
we're
to the
doing something
streets.
wrong.
Yeah.
And then they'll go to the streets, and the
They'll go
streets
to the
will teach
streets.
Yep.
them.
Yep.
Yep. We've definitely lost them if they don't feel comfortable enough to be able to come and talk to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stand on it. She don't allow me to a lot of times. She was like, "No, it's not just you, but if you're the leader of the household, then you have to stand on it." And she has to understand that I have to be stand on this, so that way the kids can see. Then you can see, okay, no, he's really trying to make a change, because it's one thing to say that you're going to do it, but your actions speak louder than your words.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And so I was doing a whole lot of speaking and not enough action. So now I'm following up with the action now.
Okay, that's
And they
awesome.
say what you do first. Even before you speak, they're watching you first. So uh, I just was thinking about the part when you said um, it was your wife's thing, and you didn't want to come and step on her toes because it was her thing. But as a husband, you can just enhance what she's doing. You come alongside,
Yeah.
and while she's doing it, there are things that you can see as you're observing and you should this. Maybe you could add this to it. And that's enhancing what you're doing, what she's doing. And then next thing you know, you come together, and because the job of a husband and a wife is to get the work done together. And
Yeah.
so that's how you guys are really starting to walk this beautiful out before everyone, is when you allow the beautiful coming together to work within your marriage. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
Amen.
Thank you.
it is good, and I was going to say that, not that, but I was thinking about how when Alicia said it, and neither one of you was ready. He always gives us instruction at an inopportune time.
Yeah.
When we think we're like, I'm not ready, we're not doing that. He always has something, and he has a purpose with it. And that purpose was to bring your unity like this.
Yep.
Even though you saw it was the woman's ministry, and he was like, but that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Where you guys are going and what you're doing. Go ahead.
No, no, no. You go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think that's the shift that I have realized. Before it was, oh, this is to inspire women, and then the girls came into it, but now it's a family thing.
Yeah.
And Rick Childs is always saying men are beautiful too. And to see that presentation here,
Right.
right? That
Right.
he's comfortable enough saying he's beautiful. And it's shifting the perspective. And now it's like, oh, we got a whole line that deals with, you know, the men saying that I'm beautiful.
Hello,
Because
I'm beautiful.
it's just we because it's like I can't. The shift was okay. I'm getting away from not getting away from women, but the women and the girls are there. But if the whole house, the whole family can feel beautiful, then the world becomes a much beautifuler place. Not beautifuler. That's
No,
not a
hey,
word.
hey, beautified. It's
Becomes
unscripted.
a beautiful, a much beautiful place. And so that's where I think the beautiful dynamic and the shift, and we finally hear, heard what Alicia is saying and can receive it, because it's like, oh, it is like our beautiful home is because now we're supposed to go and change the world's definition of beautiful
Yeah.
for the family, not just for women and for girls.
Yeah. And that's a good thing when you can see the vision together.
Yeah.
you know um when I thought about it, and I was thinking about this show, but I was thinking about the two of you, and how even watching you, not talking to you, we talk about business, things like that, but just watching you guys evolve and really grow together and mesh together, it's a beautiful thing. And before we go on, I want to thank everybody for being here. Those that are here, with those that are coming later, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I need to say happy birthday. My daughter's birthday this week,
Happy
Happy
Adrian.
birthday.
birthday.
And if I don't say happy birthday, I love you. I'm so glad that I'm here to be able to see you turn and have it begin your new journey, and everything in your life has been shifting, and I'm just excited to see what Elohim does with your life. Just continue to stay focused. So as I began to really think about it and think about you too, and where you're expanding to, like you said, next year you got some things in store, for where you're going. And I'm excited about that. I'm talking because I wanted to say something. I can't remember what it was. So I, somebody could jump in right now until it come back to me.
Well, I'll just say that getting the call or the charge to do this and where your marriage was when you began thinking about the struggles and what was going on, and then saying, "Yeah, I'm not ready. I can't do that. I'm not ready." And now look at what has transformed because you said yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whereas we don't understand the plan. He has a plan and a purpose. We don't understand the plan and the purpose. But now look at how it has brought you together. And not only just you, the entire family.
Mhm.
Imagine if you had said, "No, we're not ready," and stayed at that place. "I'm not ready. I got to get ready." Do you know how many
Really be.
times people have said, "No, I'm not ready. I got to get ready," when he's trying to do something phenomenal in our lives, but
Hmm.
we're stuck on what we aren't ready to do,
Yeah.
It, it,
and I'm thinking about what could have happened if you had not taken the charge to say yes.
It wasn't looking
That's
good.
the conference that y'all made the
Yeah,
shift.
yeah,
The Yes Conference.
yeah, it
Wow.
was.
yeah.
It was. So,
I could definitely say that too. Yes, that yes conference was that one was crazy too.
it was
Crazy in a good way though. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it was at that conference. It like he'll come back and he like, babe, no, no, no. The yes conference says we supposed to say yes. And like everything, babe, I can't say yes to this right now. But but understanding, right, that when you do say yes, you know, we're always so okay. I have to have the pieces. God, what does this look like? Give me the plan. Like, give me all the steps. And for me, even with the transition that took place in July, it was okay. God, I'm saying yes, but can I get some type of plan? But realizing that when I if in my head, right, I'm trying to see it all because I'm like, it's the need for control. If I can control it, if I can see the steps, if I can see the plan, then it's my thing.
Isn't that
But
always us?
it's not always us. And that's what I had to realize. So he like, okay, well, here's 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna hold on to 7, 8, 9, and 10 because you still got some forgiveness work, or you still need to let go of the control. And it was like, okay, I'm saying yes, but I'm saying, I'm teetering, right? Because there's the fear of kicking in, it's the fear of the unknown, it's the fear of God, I'm not even equipped and called for this, right? That's how I feel, right? Those limiting beliefs are kicking in. And I had to sit with those limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubt, and say, all right, I'm going to trust you. I don't understand it, but I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to walk this thing out and to see kind of like the chains fall, right? And how the vision is evolving and blossoming and manifesting is kind of now there's a piece, right? So the other day I was again, me, right, trying to figure it out, trying to say, okay, I'm gonna have to go back to work because this unbreakable memories that there's we got bills to, the mortgage has to be paid. So I'm looking for my resume, trying to update that, and there was a level of anxiety that I felt, a level of overwhelm, and I had to stop and pause, and God said, close it. And as soon as I closed it, there was instant peace again. And that's the beautiful thing, is understanding that I don't know what this looks like, but I'm going to ride this out until the wheels fall off, because I understand, right, that this is a season of trust. And that means trusting, not knowing the 1, 2, 3 steps. It's understanding, okay, God, I'm just listening. So now I have to be more intentional about getting still,
Intentional.
connecting, and hearing him, because I need a plan. So God, quiet all the noise, quiet all the chaos that's going on in my mind, so that I can hear you. And like he talked about, it was the shift in the relationship. It's a major shift in the relationship with God, because this is truly a faith walk. To say we got to do something together and changing the narrative on what a relationship looks like, and saying, we have what do we say? These are the opinions and things of our
Yeah,
relationship. You got to find your own. But being able to come on Tuesday nights and share and be open about the fact that we were dysfunctional and that
Mm,
we didn't have it all together, but we're still making it
right,
work. And
right.
so now you're like, God, I gotta be an example for somebody else. And he's like, just tell your story, just be open and do what you need, share your beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, because it really hits when the kids start to notice it.
Hmm.
Now, as Trina was talking, I was sitting there and I was thinking about some stuff, and I said our life is so much like a puzzle that when you put a puzzle together, if you just trying to put it together without looking at the puzzle, you're gonna be there all day. But if you had a picture of the puzzle and you got all the pieces, you can put that puzzle together with no problems.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So, and that's how it is. If you don't have God in there, you putting a
Right.
puzzle together without no picture. So
That's
you just taking
Good.
pictures here and putting them here and then rearranging them. But once God in there, you got the picture and you got all 150 pieces that you need. And
Hmm.
now you just got to put the puzzle together.
That's good.
and you got guidance.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
Got
that
guidance.
guidance. Yes,
He's
yes.
guiding you, leading you. When we trust in him, he says, I got it now. I got it. Just follow me. Just follow me.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
that's when it becomes beautiful. And one of the things you were saying was talking about men knowing that they're beautiful. Society, the world has portrayed this picture that nothing is beautiful but women.
Yeah.
And in that beautiful, they make you think that you're not beautiful if you don't have, and excuse me, everybody, big boobs or big behind, this
Mhm.
hourglass shape, that you're not beautiful. And to understand that beauty is more than that. And just how you were created was the way it is the way that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
he made man, first thing he said, now this is good. You know, when we came along, it was because he made us the way he wanted us to be. Yeah, we always look at ourselves and see things that we might want to change, but he made us the way he wanted us to be. Doesn't mean that you can't enhance yourself or anything like that. But let's start with the inside. Let's
Hmm.
enhance the inside first. And once we begin to enhance that, like Andre will say, without Elohim, we ain't got nothing. We don't have anything. And it's important that we understand that we cannot go through life without him. Yes, it's a free will. You have your own choice. But if you want some positive things to happen, if you want to have the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, you can't do it without him.
No.
Yep.
You can't do it without him. So I think that that's a very good, powerful point that we need to understand. Like you said, you can't put a puzzle together without knowing where the pieces go.
Yep.
You got the puzzle. You have the ministry of beautiful, but how do you put those pieces together? If you never invited Andre in, as Minister Wanda said, those pieces would still be missing. There'll be pieces missing.
Yep.
And you know how you I don't know if you ever put a big puzzle together and you lose some pieces and you're all around on the floor trying to find the pieces.
Yep.
That's how life would be. That's
Yep.
how life would be. So I think that it's amazing. I think that what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
Just the fact that you're trying to get people to see you got beauty in you. Then beauty doesn't mean that you don't have issues, that you don't have things that you go through, but that beauty helps you to see things differently,
Yep.
understand things differently, and embrace yourself differently. When a man can embrace the fact that he's beautiful and understand what that looks like, that's a whole nother piece right there.
Yep.
That's a whole nother piece. So, go ahead.
And if I could ask Andre, uh, how do you approach that with the men, helping them understand? Actually, both of you, how do you help the men understand the beauty aspect of it? Because, like we said, we've always attached beauty and beautiful to femininity,
Right.
right? To the feminine part. So, as soon as you say beautiful to a man, what?
Yeah.
You
That
they're ready to get
masculinity click
That,
kicks.
that,
Right.
uh-huh.
now. Look,
So
unless you might get away with you have a beautiful smile. That's about as far as it's gonna go.
um
So how do we get that message to the men?
um that it's that toxic way of living, that toxic way of life that we got to be so masculine and all this. Only way you could do it, honestly, you can say it with words, but you have to truly walk it. You have to walk it, and when you're walking it, like I said, actions speak louder than your words. So I can sit here and say all the time that I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that, but I have to walk that at the same time. I have to walk it at the same time. So it's for a man, it's gonna be hard for them to get past that because beautiful is supposed to be feminine. But what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. We have to get out of that stereotype of men don't cry. These emotion things, that hurts us as well. As far as our mental health, because we've been told that we shouldn't cry, that we shouldn't do this. Nah, nah. I cry in front of my son all the time, and he might ask me why. And now I tell him I have to show you. I have to I have to show you that it's okay to cry, to be able to control our emotions and have a handle on our emotions. Because we're like soda. Shake it up and it's ready to explode. So we have to find that beautiful within yourself, because like I said, beautiful for me will look like something totally different than another man. So you have to be able to find it within yourself. So surrounding yourself with other men that think like that they don't have that toxic masculinity, because it's nothing wrong with masculinity, nothing at all. But it's
I
toxic
hope
when you
I hope
think
it ain't.
that it's toxic when you think that's all it is.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's so you have to make sure your circle. They say keep them squares out your circle. You have to make sure your circle is tight, because again, if you're trying to do something and then it's a guy telling you that men not beautiful, men not this, then maybe that person just not ready yet.
I'll share is as you were talking, I had the reminder of like when we'll go to the beach and
You better
you
believe it. Tell them,
you will
baby.
always, you'll see a man with the t-shirt on, right? They'll have the little wife beaters on and they in the water, in the beach water. Like, why are you? And he like, listen, y'all need to embrace all your beautifulness. Like, just go on, take it off and just embrace it. And to see that with him being a bigger guy, that he is comfortable being out with, in a shirt. And, because come on, y'all know the men looking crazy, but they got the wet t-shirts on. Like, just go. And for him to tell another man, just like embrace your,
Take
I
that
don't,
shirt off,
yeah,
bro.
just embrace everything of who you are. And it's just like he was walking in the beautiful journey. And I hadn't read until you started talking. It was
See,
just
now
like he
you
was always a part of it. But just to see, when they start talking about just, it's okay not to wear a shirt when you get, at the pool and things like Belly and Altif, and to see like how it becomes a joking matter, right? But to also see the ease and
They
the
love
comfort
themselves.
that falls off. I mean, because you got big guys, and he'll say it's funny when he brings it out. But then you definitely like they, they're more relaxed. And it's like it just becomes a good conversation about just embrace all of who you are. And
Yeah.
it's funny to see how the men, the tough guys change when y'all start having a conversation about being beautiful. So,
Yeah.
That's good. Rick said he needs his beautiful T-shirt. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. He
Oh
said
yeah.
he needs his shirt. Yeah, and that's a good point. That I
You got
think.
to be able to stand in the mirror. You have to be able to stand in the mirror and like what you see, not just the physical, but the mental, the
yeah,
physical, the everything. You have to see it all, and you have to like what you see.
You
And
have to.
that's not just men; that's women as well.
yeah,
That's a whole ministry right there. You got to minister to yourself to get that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter the size. It,
No.
it is how you see yourself.
Yep.
And if you don't see yourself and you're not embracing who you are, you're always going to see yourself as ugly. You're always going to see yourself in a negative light. And I remember last year I was telling some of the women, I said, when you look in, and this is for men too, take at least 5 minutes a day, look in the mirror and say, I love myself. You might begin to cry. Yes, something is going to break,
Hmm.
but you've got to be in a place that you are willing to accept who you are. And then, a lot of time that's what, well, not a lot of times, that's where wholeness comes in. Sometimes people are stuck with the weight and stuff because when they don't see anything good about themselves
hmm,
and they're ashamed of who they are. So it's vitally important that we begin to see ourselves differently. So what do we have to do? Take a different perspective and
Yep.
begin
absolutely.
to embrace who we are, what you said. And it does look funny. I don't know which look funnier, but the men do have to embrace who they are with uh, their shape or whatever. Not all men are fat. Not all men have bare bellies, you know, and some.
They call dad bods now. Yeah, dad bods. That's what they call.
What?
So if anybody out there wanted to know,
I
dad
never
bods are
heard
in style.
that.
I think, what you're saying and how at the beginning of this you held the mirror up. We have to do that for
Yes.
ourselves. We have to be able to get in the mirror and look past the flaws, look past the fact that, our hair may be out of place or we have a breakout or things like that. Because when we can truly look into the depths of who we are, then all of those limiting beliefs fall away. It's kind of like if you can see yourself the way that God sees you, if you can see yourself and say, how He created me is enough,
Hmm.
then you no longer have to question and worry about, okay, do I have love handles? I mean, they're love handles. That's their love. Like you feel the love. That's what they're made. So if you can change your perspective on what you think is a flaw or a limiting belief and say, okay, God, what is it that you're telling me about this in this moment? And say, you know, how should I feel about this? I'll use this example, and this is one of my flaws, right? That I was struggle with was my stomach. It was the pain of my existence. No matter how I worked out, it was not moving the way that I wanted to move. I had to sit with God and say, okay, this is what I feel. This is what I don't like. Can you help me? And He had to shift my perspective and say, okay, the thing that you hate is the thing that carried three beautiful babies. It's
Mm,
the thing that protected them when they were in your womb. It's the thing that gave them the nutrition, the nourishment that they needed while they were inside of you. So now look at your stomach as a place of life, right? As a beautiful thing because you carried and birthed three beautiful babies from that stomach that you don't like. And now it's still a work in progress, but it's not the thing that I always focus on because I understand the shift in that I was a protector in that moment.
yeah, that's good. That's good.
So as she was saying about them love handles,
Uh-huh.
you can't have a motorcycle or a bike without
Here we
handlebars.
go.
So You need something to hold on to when you riding them bikes. So think of it like that. I just like to, you said throw light. I was just gonna throw some light out there, y'all.
Here we go.
Woo! That was a good one.
So yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one. That's a
So
good one.
hold on to them, y'all. Embrace them things because we love them. We love them.
Oh gosh, so that was funny. Yeah, and also what did Rick say? He said about the. Let me pull it back up.
Oh, the show
Oh,
the guns and
so
buns.
the guns and the buns,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Show the guns and the buns.
All that. All that. Don't hide them. Don't hide them. I'm just glad my wife not jealous because I'm always out.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh
I'm
God,
sorry.
that's
I,
too
I, I
funny.
was I've always been a chubbier one, and I was that one that used to wear the shirts in the pool. I was like, man, what God created me, bro. I am a guy, so we good. We are good.
But that does put a different light on it when you look at yourself and say, "Hey, I'm who He created me to
Yeah.
be." And I'm good. And like I said, if you got something to work from that, but be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're at the top of the hour pretty much, and I appreciate you. I don't know, Wanda, did you want to say anything else?
It has been an amazing conversation. I love the transformation that you shared, your transparency, and then the transformation that took place in your marriage and in your family because you decided to walk out that Yahweh had for you. And and I love this aspect of everyone accepting being beautiful, and especially our men, um, because beautiful is more than just our outward appearance. It's our character, it's our mindset, it's our speech and our verbiage, it's the way we carry ourselves. And we see a lot of gorgeous people who have ugly character,
Oh,
uh,
say that again.
ugly behavior. They're just toxic. They bleed all over everybody when they open their mouths. And so I love what you are doing and continue to do it. And I'm going to follow you. And I heard you had a book coming out. So Miss Leslie gonna let me know when that book comes out. And if you have apparel, and I'm also thinking about our little boys and our little girls, especially our little boys accepting this mindset of beautiful at an early age. If we can tap into them and help them to get this mindset early, then they won't have a problem with going in the beach water without a t-shirt on.
Absolutely.
Listen. But and that's how she started with, not started, but she has this whole thing that she does with the young women. I don't know if you included the young men yet, but she even has birthday parties where they can have beautiful birthday parties, and she'll come and host it, and just do beautiful things with them to just enhance that mindset, because the school system, the children, and everything else will make you feel less than who you really are,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think that is so valuable to understand that our children need to know that they're beautiful. Our children need to know that they were created beautifully, and not to be caught up in what the world says. Society tries to roll or tries to rule our children's lives and try to make them think and see things a certain way. But even in that, I appreciate what you do. Now, this thing about putting Cam in a t-shirt to go in the pool from the sun protection, for sun protection, I don't know about that, because I'm sure the arms and the legs and everything else is still out. So yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that one too. But uh, one of the things I'm looking at the comments, and I didn't notice before that Sister Wanda had said. She said, um, that like trying to put a puzzle together without corners, trying to do life without God.
Yeah.
You know, when I do a puzzle, I'm looking for the corners first
Yeah.
and all the bottom, or all the sides, and then I'm
The
going
whole
in the
outer
middle,
edge. Yep.
you
Yep.
know. And it's important that we do. We have to accept who we are, and we have to understand that who we are is because that's who we were created to be. And if we cannot build from what we were created, who we were created to be, then we won't be able to accomplish what we're supposed to accomplish. So, as we close out, do you two have anything else to say? Anything you want to say to the married couples?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. No, you don't know. You know, we always say this, that in your marriage, in your relationships, that just remember y'all are not in competition with each other. Just always remember that. When you take that out, even when it comes to discipline and parenting your kids, y'all aren't in competition with each other. Who's gonna be the best parent? Nah, that's not what it is.
Shouldn't be.
So, yeah,
You shouldn't be. There's a lot that are in that competition because they
yeah,
think that
right.
they can do better, and
Yeah,
that's a very good point that you're making. You know, it's a together thing. It's
yep.
not one over the other.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And the other thing I thought you were going to say this too is your marriage doesn't look like our marriage, right? It because I think too many times we look at couples and we think, oh, that's relationship goals. When you don't know their journey, you don't know what it was that that they had to go through to get there. And so stop comparing your relationship to somebody else's, because when you can say, okay, we're in our own craziness, right? This is our own beautiful. And if you can just be who you have been created to be, then you don't have to compare, because you understand we're great together. I don't need to, look at somebody else's, and just understand like your walk is your walk. You're going to go through different things, just like when you coming up with your definition of beautiful. What I see as beautiful is not going to be the same thing as him, you know, and you have to be okay with that and be able to receive each person's definition of beautiful, because that's their definition of
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So just understanding that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I want to say to all the beautiful people on the platform, Andre and Katrina and Wanda, you guys are beautiful. And I know you enough about you to know that you're beautiful from the inside out, and that's what counts. So for those of you that have, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I say one
Go
more
ahead. I
thing?
see you're like, ooh, let me say
Just
this.
because I had to. So I've been blessed to have a friendship with Tiffany where she celebrates, right? She loves parties, she loves to do things. So
Right.
I'm now in the season of celebrating. And so my baby, hello, my name is beautiful, is having a birthday party on
Oh,
Thursday.
this Thursday?
This Thursday. It will be the 2-year anniversary
Wow.
of the trademark registration. So I would love for whoever wants to come and join the party. We just gonna have a good time, a conversation about beautiful. Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. You can go to unbreakablememories.com and you'll see it right at the top of the page to RSVP. I would love to have you come celebrate with me.
Thank
I'm
you.
celebrating me.
Amen.
So
I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you look in the description, you'll see all her information that you can tap in and join. The more, the merrier, as they say. And we thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you for inviting us to the party.
yes.
And we appreciate it so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you
I
guys.
love
And
you.
uh, until the new year. And listen, as we closing out, let me say this about the new year. Don't say Happy New Year. The new year already started, but don't say Happy New Year and then turn around and say it's just another day. Is it new or is it another day?
Right.
So begin to watch what we say and how we say it. It is so important that we understand that we can't talk both sides of our mouth. Happy, it's just a,
Yeah.
it's either one or the other. So keep doing what you're doing. Have an amazing day today, and understand that we all love you. We all love you, and we're here for you. So if you need to reach out to anybody, you won't see Sunday mornings anymore until the new year. I think it's the 8th of January. We'll be back on, and it won't be the news topic. We'll still be on forgiveness for a couple of weeks. For a couple of weeks, that was decided last week. Apostle said he wanted to share some things, so we'll open up with him sharing if he's available. We have to see what his availability is, and the Johnsons and the Childs, and see about putting something together. But we want you to know we love you. We appreciate you. Don't let the holiday get you down. Don't let the holiday defeat you. You are who you are, not because of the holiday, but because of what's inside of you. If you don't have a gift, you can't give somebody what they say about the turnip and the don't you can't get blood out the turnip or out the something. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
I don't know that one.
If you don't have it, you don't have it.
You can't get blood out of
Blood out
turnip
of a
because
turnip,
turnip
right?
don't give you water.
Right. Yes. So if you don't have it, it's okay. And embrace that part that you just don't have it. And that tomorrow, once the 25th is over, you're going on to the next day.
Mhm.
And most people forgetting about Christmas by then. It's just the
Yeah.
one day. So live your life. Live your life whole. Live your life and embrace who you are in the beauty of holiness. What's to say that's when in the scripture about being, and I'm using that little portion, but listen, enjoy the rest of your day. And we want to thank you, love you so much, appreciate you being here. If you did not have a chance to hit the like sign, to share, or to even subscribe, please do so now. And till we meet again. Oh, this week, I'm sorry. On Tuesday, I have Leslie Burns with me. On Thursday, I have Pastor Darlene talking about, she's a caregiver. She's going to be talking about caregiving. And I just want you to know that don't give up on yourself. Continue to live. And his word says that when we put our trust in him, it's it's in life that we might see more abundantly. Live your life. There's a song that says, live, 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 live. And that's what we want you to do. Not just exist, but to live. Have an amazing day. And till we meet again, I want to say that. No, I'm not going to say that. Love you guys.